So I had the kind of tragic misfortune of growing up in a non-car family. My father was not a car guy. Compounded on top of that, I was surrounded by car people. The gentleman that lived across the street from us moved in and brought a 1973 Jag E-Type, and it was the V12, and it was a coupe, 2x2 coupe. And so I fell in love with that car. It just was a really, really neat car. And he was a car guy, and so he'd open the engine and do the repair work on it, and I'd kind of sit around and watch him. And ran into Joe Frazier one day, and he'd picked up this 1974 convertible E-Type. 74 was the last year they produced the E-Type, and this car was 60th from last produced. I saw it in his garage and immediately fell in love with it, and just kind of kept asking him, you know, what you gonna do with it? And one day he decided that he would part with it, and I acted quickly and scooped it up, and now it's been in the garage for about 4 months now. I'm really having a lot of fun with it. I enjoy accumulating you know, classic vehicles, and again, it's not really from an investment standpoint. It's more things that I used to like as a kid, and now I can actually have that exact car. So you know, so in growing up, you know, friends had Chevelles and Trans Ams, and they had Porsches, and they had BMW 2002s, and they had all these different cars that I really enjoyed. And so over time, when one comes up and it's one of my kind of bucket list cars, I'll roll it into the garage, play with it for a couple of years, and then move on to something else. English cars are peculiar, so you really have to kind of understand them and be at peace with the electronics and the carburation and the suspension. But this car was really ahead of its time. You know, they started making them in '61 and ran them largely unchanged. There were several different series, but up until 1974. So while this was at the end of the production run, it still had the monocoque, it had the similar suspension, it had the 12-cylinder engine versus the 6, but from a handling standpoint, it really handled like the old original E-Types. It's nothing like the cars of today, but that's what makes it fun.